about Delon. What can you tell us about it?
Well, right now he seems to be in good spirits. I mean, it's unfortunate for us because he was playing at an extremely high level and doing a lot of good things for us, particularly on the defensive end. But you know, his health right now is the priority. So grade 2, we'll see how he shakes out in a couple weeks. But fingers crossed, it won't be too long.
Who does that shift maybe some added responsibility to on the defensive end?
Everybody. Honestly, there's, you know, he was great at the point of attack, regarding pick and rolls, picking up, being a bit of a pest, his hand activity, you know, and we saw that in the deflection numbers, the steals. Our ability to turn teams over has improved, and a lot of that starts with him, but it does take on a life of its own. And I think from a team perspective, guys are really leaning in on that. So I'm hoping the trend continues even in his absence.
Do you see maybe, we know he was in that closing group, obviously, that you liked. Is that something that you want to see _�‹𝗓𝗓 in that group now? Or who do you feel like fills in?
You know, once again, I think the game will shake itself out, and we'll use whomever we need in that moment. But it does allows, you know, Will to be another ball handler, playmaker for us. Of course, Brad's going to have to shoulder, you know, a bit of the burden. Monte as well. You know, it could be Deni. Obviously, 𝗙𝗢𝗟𝗟𝗡 has shown his ability to play make for us. So I think more by committee. And we're just going to have to find, you know, ways to get reps with guys playing different positions.
And last one for me, but Deni, we asked him what he learned about covering Mitchell the other night, and he said it has to be more team defense than him taking on the one-on-one. Did you see anything, just looking for specifics there, was that Deni needed to direct more to the help needed to be more willing to step up, or what were you seeing?
Well, I think a little bit of both, where just Deni understanding personnel. Donovan's really shifty. He's quick. He loves to reject, you know, drive away from help. So just trusting that the help will be there and make sure you send it to the help is the first layer. Making sure we're in our coverage spots early so he doesn't see any driving lanes. So it's a lot of things that have to work in concert, but it starts at the point, you know, and I think Deni understands a guy like that, if you allow him freedom, allow him to play in space, he's a handful.
You could argue he's guarded the best player on every team you guys have played so far. What makes you think he's ready for that responsibility?
Well, whether he is or not, he's going to get it. So, well, we saw a little bit last year with his ability. He stepped up, you know, and had to guard marquee matchups from time to time. Had good stretches. We talked about his, you know, inability to guard without fouling. I think overall he's done a better job of that, but it's still a work in progress. So, you know, everyone gets uptight when you see some of the box scores and some of the numbers, and they say, well, you know, that doesn't look like he did a good job. They're good players too, and they get paid a lot to do what they do. So minimizing the impact is important. You're not going to stop them. So it is a team concept. It is a team concern, but somebody has to shoulder that burden.
Will there be any modifications on minutes played, especially with Bradley Beal and his back strain last game, with this stretch of games coming ahead of you 3 and 4 days?
Hopefully he'll play all 48. So I mean, I doubt that's the case, but there are no restrictions. We'll have to read it. He was a full participant today, so I don't foresee any setbacks. But we'll read it, and if he's not moving well, we'll have to kind of move things around and adjust. But we'll plan as if he's a full go.
Is Corey getting closer?
Yes, he's getting really close. He's a full participant as well, so it's a remarkable thing. It's a good sign. He will be unavailable tomorrow, but fingers crossed we'll see where he is after the next 48 hours.
You guys have been one of the best teams at the rim on defense and not giving up shots at the rim. But what have you seen from that part of your defense so far this year?
Some of it is schematically, you know, the way we play pick and rolls. It goes back to Ava's point, you know, being able to contain the ball. I think we're doing a little bit better job. Of course, Delon was a big piece in that. You know, I think Gaff, KP, our bigs have a better feel, you know, of not getting caught overhelping, you know, bending back to the roller, being more patient, I think, instead of, you know, coming up the floor and giving up those rim attempts. But in general, I think it's just, you know, little details throughout, you know, this summer we talked about, you know, our shrink spots, our fill spots, showing more of a crowd early. It dissuades a lot of those drives.
And you got to see Rui and 𝗙𝗢𝗟𝗟𝗡 in the lineup for kind of more extended minutes in the last game. What did you think of them together?
They were better. You know, I'll be honest, I wasn't a huge fan of how it played out in the preseason, and it's not something we really practiced a ton in the preseason. So I think we're getting more comfortable with those two on the floor. They're getting more comfortable spatially with where they need to be, some of the things that we run. And I think we can play through both guys. And I think Rui, whether he's spaced, on the perimeter, playing through him in the post, he's going to have some matchup, advantages, especially in that second unit.
Been the biggest adjustments that the team has made over the last several games on the defensive end?
I feel like just being more connected, talk on defense a lot more. Our chemistry is going up, so I feel like it's shown on the defensive side. And I feel like we all collective just playing together, defensively, offensively, but we put in a lot more effort. We know the tactics better. That's about it.
And for you in particular on the defensive end, what level of approach do you have?
I just feel more experienced, to be honest. Like, I feel like I've guarded good players throughout my 2 years in the league, so I know how to behave in certain positions and know how to guard certain guys and know how to know my personnel. So I'm just bringing what I know from the past, and I just take the challenge every night. That's what I do, and hopefully I'll improve also in the future.
What did you like about the way you guys played against Indiana, and what would you like to do differently or better?
I got injured super quick, so I didn't really see the whole game like that. But I think we just came out and played. Didn't really overthink. We played our game. We know each other's strengths, so that's a good thing. And hoping to continue that. To be honest, I don't have a lot to say about the Indiana game.
Deni, we just saw the news about Delon. How does that change your guys' defense? He was doing really well for you.
Yeah, he was doing really well for us. He's an important piece in our team, especially defensively. But I actually told him that that's kind of a soccer injury, because I remember me when I played, that used to be like a common injury, and I remember what it takes for a player to come back from that injury. So I hope he's gonna be okay. We need him, and the only important thing right now is to get healthy. So.
As another lockdown defender, someone the team sees in that role, does that mean added responsibility for you, or do you just have to kind of keep?
I think so. Me and Delon didn't really play together on the court, so I think we'll need to see how the rotation's going right now. But if I need to take more challenges, I'm ready and I'm more capable to do it. So.
You guys are off to a good start. Obviously, last year also off to a good start. Did that experience? Did you take anything away from it in terms of not to get too high, not to get too low?
So I took from last year is not to be so happy. So we didn't really do anything yet. We have a long way to go, and it's not a sprint; it's a marathon for sure. And I feel like we just need to stay consistent. We're gonna lose some games, certain moments, and we need to stay together. And I feel like that's what happened last year. And I think this year we're more experienced. We know how to handle those situations, and our chemistry is better. So I think it's gonna be fine.
So you guys had your best game in terms of rim protection against Detroit. Why do you think that happened in that game?
Us as a team, you talking?
Yes.
I don't know. It's just more block shots by guys. I mean, maybe it's our tactics, protecting the rim more. We really emphasize on that, and just all I can guess. Yeah.
Yeah, you were able to get over a couple players for blocks. Just how's your timing developed?
So in the past I used to just raise my hands and hoping they jump into me and miss, and this year I'm more of contesting, timing my jumping, and really learned how to be more aggressive and block shots, and it's just a process.
Is that developing that timing? Is that also your understanding of when your opponents are going just knowing the personality?
Yeah, a lot of times I know how to mix in between not jump when they fake, and I know when they're really actually going for a layup. So most of the time, my guesses were right, and it's just I'm playing off of instinct. So I know depends how he's set with the feet and how he drives. I know if he's about to fake or he's about to lay it up, and I just read it. It's about it.
How cool was it to be rewarded with the defensive belt from your teammates?
Say again?
How cool was it to be rewarded with the defensive belt from your teammates?
It's cool. I actually was more afraid to lose that belt than actually receiving it. But I feel like it feels good that people respect and they really give you like something for a great reward for something like you really put effort in. And I feel like that's part of my role in this team, and hopefully I can master this role and grow as a player in general. So.